huge last round of Six Nations Rugby coming up, kicking off with Italy versus Ireland in Rome. Oh, the drama. 3 teams still vying for the Six Nations title this year. France, the front runners, England in second and Ireland in third. The best thing Ireland can do this weekend is win and win well. But Italy will have other plans. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this game? What do you think of the teams that have been named? How do you see this game playing out? What do you think of the changes made by Simon Easterby for Ireland? What do you think of the Italian side? Where do you see the game being won or lost? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So we'll run through the teams. Some not surprising, but some surprising changes. Some changes at least for Ireland. We'll run through Ireland first. We've got Porter, Sheehan and Beelum up front. Ryan and Byrne in the locks, and then Conan, Van der Fleer and Caelan Doris in the back row. In the back line, we've got Gibson Park and Jack Crowley, 9 and 10. Henshaw and Ringrose in the centres. Lowe, Hansen and Hugo Keenan in the back 3. On the bench, we've got McCarthy, Boyle and Furlong, Joe McCarthy and Omani. And then we've got Connor Murray, Sam Prendergast and Bundy Aki. Some, like the big changes, obviously being the Crowley-Prendergast swap. I did say in my predicted side earlier this week, I picked Sam Prendergast, but if Crowley was going to get a start, I wouldn't have any pushback on that. Kind of saw it coming, and it's happening. It's deserved. Every time he's come off the bench, he's been unreal. In any position he's needed, he's been really good. So why not give him a start at his preferred position, fly off? A good game for him to get into his work, really. In the centres also, I called Henshaw and Ringrose to start. I think Bundy Aki's at that point of his career where he's fantastic for that last 20, 30 minutes. So let's see if going forward this is something that they do use. I'm definitely using Aki as my super sub on fantasy. Climb on that if you are. Then I called that back 3 of Lowe, Hansen, Keenan. That's always going to be your back 3 if they're all fit and ready to go. I think with regards to creating opportunities for other people and for themselves, Hansen and Lowe are really, really good for this Irish team. In the forwards, they did drop Joe McCarthy, so James Ryan comes on in the lock. In locks, obviously that little yellow card last week for McCarthy not helping his case at all. I called Conan to start at 6. That's a nice back row. And then the front row, that kind of picked itself. But on the bench, you've got Furlong. That makes his long-awaited return. Obviously, injury clouds, or little niggles, but he's back and straight into it on the bench. And then Gus McCarthy comes in on the bench as well. Omani and Murray? Why? If you're doing that, start Healy play Healy as well. Like, why? Get other guys in there. Get other younger players in there. Why? I don't know. Anyway, we'll jump over to the Italian side. So up front, we've got Fischetti, Lucchesi and Ferrari, then Dino Lamb and Ruzza in the locks, and the back row of Negri, Zuliani, Zuliani and Canon. Then in the back, 9 and 10, we've got Pajarello and Carbisi. Centres, Minoncello and Brex, Ignacio Brex being captain, and then back 3 of Montiuani, Ange Capozzo, and Tommaso Allen. On the bench, we've got Nicotera, Spagnola, Silocci and Canon, then Lomaro, Ross Vincent, Stephen Varney, and Leonardo Marin. Lomaro dropped. Ross Vincent on the bench. That might be a good super sub, Ross Vincent. I thought he played outstanding last week versus England. Not too sure why they would drop Lomaro. He's usually the captain, maybe giving other guys opportunity. Maybe he hasn't been pulling his weight. Who knows? But let's jump into a bit of the two like key matchups and where I see the game being won or lost. So a key matchup for me, the back row battle. It always is. It's when it comes to the physicality of the game, leading by example as well. You're looking to your back row. And I'm looking at that Sebastian Negri versus Jack Conan. Holy, two absolute units, two monsters of the game. Love to carry the ball, love the physical stuff. When it comes on, when you're on defense, these are the guys that are first up off the line, making those big tackles. That's going to be huge. Negri absolutely loves it. He's the enforcer for Italy. He's getting up off the line. He's in your face. He's smashing you. He's taking that first ball carry and trying to run over the top of you. He absolutely loves that side of the game. And then Conan, very similar in that, also loves the physical side, loves to carry the ball, also get up in your face and make a big, strong tackle. So I'm looking at that matchup, and that's going to be juicy. My other big matchup in the centres, Minicello and Brex versus Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringrose. Gary Ringrose obviously coming back from his suspension. But man, is it two Benetton centres versus two Leinster centres? Let's go. Italy's centre combination has probably been the best within the comp. Both have been playing every game and just rock solid on defense and an absolutely nightmare to defend when they've got the ball. The lines that they run, they're connected. They're so connected. They know exactly where each other's going to be. Defensively so sound as well, making big, strong tackles. Minicello's like having another back rower on the field. Over that ball, disrupts your opponent's ball as well. But this matchup is going to be front football on first phase. Who can defend that? Who can get up and make those big tackles? But then who can, carry the ball up as well? That's going to be a big, big battle there for sure. The way I see the game being won or lost, creating opportunities, but taking the opportunities as well. We saw Ireland versus France. They were throwing the kitchen sink at France on attack, but not many opportunities were created to score tries at all. The one try that they scored was off the back of a maul. Need to be creating more opportunities. This is where I feel like James Lowe and Mac Hansen come in. On that second, third phase, they come into the midfield and they creating those mismatches, backs versus forwards. Lovely footwork. They've got little lovely soft skills as well. They can throw the little dummy. They've got a little offload. And that's why I like to see them do that, creating opportunities not only for themselves, but for guys in and around them as well. Taking the opportunity. So when those opportunities arise to score tries, it's converting those tries, like scoring the tries, sticking that last pass or having a support player there to be able to throw that last pass. And that goes for both sides. I do think Italy created a lot more opportunities for themselves to score versus England last week than Ireland did versus France. And Italy have got some game breakers, man. Ange Capozzo, Montejuane at the back. Then the centres, Minicello and Brex, these guys can just pull a rabbit out of a hat at any time and create something magic. So it's going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. And then I've got lastly using the ball. So being patient on attack, being a bit more creative with what you're doing with the ball, not Ireland just throwing the back balls to the pod and then out the back. I think France have shown how to defend that. They stay connected, get up off that line and really put them under pressure like that. You get the intercepts then, you get the drop balls, you get the wayward passes. And that's how you counteract this Irish attack. So I want to see something different from Ireland. They usually bring in that second phase play. Let's see a bit of creativity. Let's see them using the ball, but using that ball a little bit differently. Same goes for Italy. Well, not the same for Italy. What they do works because they score a ton of tries. Yes, they might not win the game, but they're always scoring tries. They've got guys that can break the line whenever they want to, it seems like. So it's just rounding off those opportunities. But like I said, being patient on attack, building the phases. You'd rather have the ball than defend, or at least I would. My prediction, could we see upset? I don't, in Rome. Now I'm going to go, this is going to be it's going to be a high scoring game, I think, as long as the weather's dry and we can play with the ball a bit. I think Ireland will get the job done. I'd say Ireland by 12 to 15 points. They're going to come back, Jack Crowley, a bit more energy. I say Ireland 12 to 15 points. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.